Yo, mic check, mic check. Mic check. Crazy delay. Yes, sir. All right, man, we gonna fix all that other stuff later. Let me see, man. Let me tweet this out and all of that, and then let's see. Man, I hadn't streamed in so long. I'm gonna get it together though. At least we on. All right, I'm gonna keep it right there. Then as soon as I tweet it out and put it out on Discord, we getting ready to have a good time because I'm getting ready to go over this thing frame by frame and just relax, just talk, man. I could not get my chat bot widget to work. Disappointed about that, but we'll get it going next time. All right, so send it out on Discord. Getting ready to send that out on Twitter and all of that, and then we'll get going in about 7 minutes for the countdown. Excited about this one. At least I got all my screens working. I wish I could have my chat bot working where I could show it on the screen. But you guys still can type in the chat and I'll see it. So you can ask me questions, etc., etc. Yo, burritos, what's good, man? My first question is that arm glitch. Did they show you the videos before your commentary? Oh yeah. I definitely get into that. So and we gonna go over that. That was all on me, right? So I chose every animation. I mean, I'm sorry, I chose every fight sequence, and it was a cool knockout. And yeah, their arm kind of glitched out on the ragdoll physics, you know, but that's just the ragdoll physics, however it landed. I wanted to show you guys a cool impact moment, and after the fact, I saw where the arm kind of glitched out. If I had a thought about that, you know, in hindsight is always 2020. If I had known it was gonna cause a stir, man, I wouldn't even had put that in there, you know. So that's what happened there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gonna be going over everything. We gonna be going over all of that, man. So You guys tweet it out, let people know that everything is coming, because I'm answering all questions. You know, so let me tweet this out. Let's see. Yeah, we begin going in about 5 minutes. And you guys are free to ask me anything, because I'll still see it. Tweet this out. Tweet this out. All right, so we just tweeted that out. And then I am Jack's Big Toe. What's good? About 4 minutes on this. And then let me know how all of the mic and everything is sounding. If everything's sounding okay. They don't need that. Text works. All right. Cool. That's cool. Loud and clear. Video looks good. All right. I appreciate that feedback. Yeah, I'm gonna be excited to see what people say about it. So, and then one thing is coming up for UFC 5, I'm trying to get super consistent, right? Because this right here kind of launched me. Was like a springboard to where it's like, all right, you had a video with EA. Now it's time to just, you know, focus on the content, get some good UFC 5 content coming out this year. But this is gonna be a good one, because I'm getting ready to give you guys an insight on everything that happened, and then we're gonna talk about every frame. All right, 2 minutes. Get it going. All right, we got the music too. I just heard that. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I got to figure out that chat bot. That's the only thing I got to figure out. I don't know what's going on with that. That's on me because I hadn't streamed in a long time. Yeah, 1 minute. Getting ready to go. I like to start my streams right on time, you know? All right, here we go. See, man. All right, so All right, so welcome to this little breakdown or whatever. Very fortunate to be able to work with EA Sports and produce such an amazing product. Keep in mind, I'm just a content creator, just like everybody else, right? And I worked really hard on this video just to try to bring forward to the community, literally, the best, version of my work that I could. All right, so that first question, okay, yeah, look, the chat body is up there. I need to make it smaller. That's what I need to do. I'll probably do that a little bit later. Do you feel like there's enough changes in UFC 5 to justify the jump from 4, or do you agree with people saying that it's just UFC 4.5? Okay, so that's a good question. It's a good concern. What I see in that, in gaming in general, it don't matter what game you talk about. Even we saw Grand Theft Auto. I seen people saying those graphics didn't look up to par. Being in gaming since the 90s for me, that comes with the territory. Now, until you get your hands on the game, you may not see all of that, or especially feel all of the changes just from looking. And with the presentation trailer, that's what I tried to do my best to really show you that it was significant changes. So in my opinion, from playing it, and you guys know how I love UFC, EA Sports UFC, yes. There is enough to justify that it was a 5, because as my videos start to come out and everybody else's videos start to come out, there's going to be a completely new meta. And for the first time in gaming, I mean, when you put yourself out there and ranked and people start recording you, I can't wait to see how things shake out, because people going to be making videos and people's face busted up. It's about to get crazy. Yeah, this was enough for me. Good question. So one thing I'll say, I only can talk about what's in this video, and that's what I'll do. I'll talk to you all about what we see in that video. Okay, so we start out, we got this blood, the presentation in EA Sports. All right. So we 6 seconds in, right? It's already a lot of editing that goes on to do this. You got words flying in and out. None of this stuff matters with the game. I'm giving you just some backstory on, what it took to come up with all of this stuff. And it was all on me in terms of, from scratch, right? To pick every single scene, with the transitions, how long, what the content gonna be. That's a lot. UFC 5 elevates the series to a boom. Okay, and another thing right here. Crooks hit on this, and I appreciate Crooks. What I tried to do with this opening 30 seconds, I tried to give you all I can't get my words together, a wide array of fighters to look at, not just the ones that you've seen. So you're going to see a lot of fighters, and it came at the expense of a lot of reviews, because each one of these had to be reviewed and, okay, like animations, from all kind of angles. So the more I put in, the tougher it made to review. Authentic experience powered by the Frostbite engine. All right, so I didn't even mean to press space bar right there. What you seeing in this clip right here? And you guys feel free to jump in, because I'll answer any questions. Face the series. The first one, I wanted to get a nice, just crazy shot. And a little backstory. Check this out. This is gonna be crazy. First, I had Israel Adesanya knocking out Sean Strickland right here, and that was before the fight, and so So yeah, I had to end up changing that. That was crazy.
More authentic experience.
So we got John Jones,
Power.
and then you saw that hair, the hair physics. It might, now don't get me wrong, this is not about gameplay. You want to talk about a jump? Yeah, you see that hair physics on Pimblett, and then especially with Clay Guida, like his hair is crazy, right? I mean, so and then of course that happened in real life. We had to get that one in there. You see a lot of facial deformation and all of that kind of stuff by one of the most exciting fighters, Michael Chandler in the UFC, in my opinion. And then of course, you know, we had to get Valentino on there. Flying knee. The flying knees are absolutely crazy, you know. So yeah, that. Let me see. Everything's still going good with the stream. Everybody can hear everything and stuff like that. Just making sure, because I'm over here talking. I don't see nobody. Yeah, you guys engage. Ask me all of the questions. So we got Valentino,
as real as it gets.
and then we had the breakdown, right? And that was like, you know, kind of the funny thing is like, yeah, get hype. You know, I saw Prioxis laughing at that, but yeah, you know, just trying to build up something there. Now, another thing, the first thing about this sizzle, maybe I should go full screen too. I got a full screen one. How do I change that? Live stream. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing with this sizzle, when I first made it, I did not have I didn't have my overlay words over the top, right? I just had, you know, just all of these little clips, and then the video that came out right before this one, it was the first look, right? And it had Daniel Cormier over the top, sounding all eloquent and all of that. I was like, hold up, man, I gotta go back, man. I gotta go back. Now what you're, and put mine over the top. So what you're seeing right now is you're seeing draws. This is a draw that actually happened in real life. So that's why I chose those fighters right there. And I wanted to go in a little bit more depth about draws in this video, but that's on me. And so I'll see if I can put that in another video coming up about more in depth about draws. But that's what I'm showing right here. And then, of course, on me again, I should have went a little bit more into these ref interactions, which is really cool, right? These ref interactions, man, they really just add to everything. This right here, you know, again, totally different position on the ground. You know, I'm showing you an arm bar, so you can see that right there. You got the option to go to back sitting. Right here, you guys can also analyze all of the widgets that's on the screen. So you see Clay Guida's nose is broken, and you know his cardio is affected. Marshall Mind covered that so eloquently what all of these mean, so you can see like what's going on here if you really break that down. And then of course we gotta have the cover guy on there, Alexander Volkanovski. So have you heard anything on career mode, offline, press conferences, final face-off, post-fight octagon interviews, and call-outs? So yeah, Christian, thanks for that. I have not. So my whole silo, what I was working on was presentation, and you know the game still hadn't came out, so I couldn't talk about anything but what we see right here for the presentation. So I hadn't heard anything about that, but yeah, good question. So that was the sizzle.
Well,
and then, you know,
to the deep dive
I
into
come
the
in,
presentation of EA Sports UFC5. Let's take a look at the features that create.
And then all of the transitions, you guys may not care about this, but all of the transitions were kind of tough to make, because even though I'm used to doing a lot of this stuff, the presentation of this video took a lot of work with every transition that you see.
New
like I created it
including
from
the
ground up.
engine, visual effects, new in-game cinematics, advanced fighter likeness, cinematic KO replays, and authentic finishes. My name is I'm a Boxer, a part of the design council for UFC 5, and an EA Sports UFC content creator. I was able to interview EA's art director of UFC 5, Kirk.
And then, so like I said, I was able to interview Kirk. We got a lot of other footage that, didn't make the cut, but I'll probably be able to, get permission to show that at a later date. But I mean, Kirk was awesome. Just gave me a lot of insight on the presentation and things that they worked really hard on, and just very appreciative for everything that nuance that got noticed, because they put in so much effort into each one of these.
Explain the new presentation and how it will impact the user experience.
I would say the first thing you're going to see that's going to be impactful and the players are going to feel is our walkout. We have new dynamic lighting with Frostbite engine, and just the whole.
All right, so let me see. Sorry about that. Doing some testing and all that. So the first thing, we start out with this Frostbite engine, and I just wanted to start out with a global kind of just general sense of the environment. Because if you go back and you look at UFC 4, the environment doesn't look like this. You literally can put your finger on just about everybody in the crowd, okay? And when I went back to play UFC 4, and when those fighters start out in round one and you look in the crowd, it almost looked like just pitch black. And then you go from that to this. So that's what we're talking about here in this
whole
first
presentation,
Frostbite. Now,
and new
the first thing, this came in late, and then you saw this shock Marshall mine. He was like, I didn't even see this, right? So when I saw this Kamaru Usman walk out,
it's just amazing.
Man, I was like, look at that. You know how, so Kamaru Usman be trying to get loose and all of that before his walkout, and they got it. They captured it.
UFC
I had to put that in there.
Game, and it was hard to tell the difference. So I think that's something that fans are going to love of the game.
And then you got Islam Makhachev coming in right here.
Again, you're going to see the players.
See, he looks really smooth. Big time upgrade from last year. And in all of these little small details add up to make the big, this is different, because you got all this physics on the clothes and stuff like that. So
our new lighting and rendering technology and our strand-based hair. And then once you get into the fight and see all the impact with damage.
Boom. So the thing that I'm trying to do right here in this video, whatever Kirk is talking about, I'm trying to bring it to life with the recordings that I'm selecting, right? So that's the thing. You got to record it in high def, in 4K. You got to capture that, bring that over, get that clip, and just render it and just collapse it down for that one little small little clip.
I just think
right?
It's gonna be
so yeah, I got
stuff,
just a nice little impact punch right there.
On experience with the game.
Now, then we'll talk about this one, right?
Both fighters.
This is on me.
You feel that real.
Woo. Okay. So it's the thing. Now you guys can give me this feedback, because this one definitely was on me, right? Let me go. I need a straight up camera screen, man. So I chose this animation because we were talking about impact, and I was simply just trying to show you all, like, hey man, when sometimes these kicks and these punches land, you really feel this impact, right? So it's like bam, right? And then you get that ragdoll physics, and then okay, man, and then everybody, oh yeah, look at the arm and all this kind of stuff. Like, yeah, man, don't.
Yeah, I mean,
don't. They ain't got nothing to do with the game.
I love how you said as a whole.
It looked great to me.
Together, from audio team, lighting and rendering, art.
All right, so again, when he's talking about lighting and rendering, I'm talking about that.
Presentation, camera team.
Now we giving you guys a look at Sean O'Malley, right? Look at the tattoos, his hair. They got the nice rainbow hair that he uses. the light, you can see the light reflecting off of his skin and all of this stuff.
Work together
right?
to try to create really
And then Kamaru Usman received a lot of upgrades, and it's tough to me whenever you have a fighter that doesn't have a lot of tattoos and unique hair, and you take a guy that doesn't necessarily have a lot of you know, features that you can easily, you know, kind of, you know, replicate, but they still went ahead and went with the detail and got his face and stuff like that right. You know, people was, you know, yeah, they had something to say about Kamaru. I think Kamaru Usman was good.
Introduces a new fluid physics and particle system. How will this enhance the user's gameplay experience?
So with Frostbite, we get our new particle system. It's called the emitter graph, and that'll
and I needed to put these words up there for the emitter graph. So that was my bad. I wanted to put those words up there over there,
allowing us to render individual particles of blood
Bam.
and sweat.
See what I'm saying? Like, so that part of the video. Now, in terms of video, just creation, I wanted to line up the music with just the, you know, with the sweat coming off of the fighters and all of that stuff, you know, and I was able to achieve that. But
allowing us to render individual.
Okay. Oh, it's another thing. I'm showing you all here with Gadelia. This is a new animation. You know, she actually
allowing us to
look at it. You see that duck? See what I'm saying? That this is that lunge. Boom, look at that. Wow. See, that's new animations that I'm showing that we showing right here.
Will land onto the mat, and you're actually gonna.
And then this right here is really what's cool for me. I heard Ricky J talking about it. Shout out to Ricky J. Great content creator. Go subscribe to Ricky J. I saw him talking about how he wanted to create a bloodbath, you know, with this thing, and the mat just, it captures like all of the blood, and then it goes into the next round. It gets crazy.
Goes up over time. So we couldn't have done that previously, and you're gonna see just beautiful particles with blood and sweat across the.
All right, so here, so Angela Hill, I use Angela Hill here because Angela Hill actually has some different animations. Now, this right here is a check hook animation. Now, I'm not going to talk about when to use it, how to use it, but I can talk about what we seeing in this video. And what we seeing is a new check hook animation. You step to the side right here, and then bow. You see what I'm saying? And then we were talking about the visual effects. So you see all of the sweat, you see some blood particles and stuff like this. This is in-game. This is gameplay. This is all, you know, these are the replays in between rounds, but this was the gameplay. This is, you know, this is how it looks
up,
you know,
during the game.
So yeah, we got that nice one right there.
Or how much you've been sweating, how long the fight goes.
I found it impressive that the mat captured the blood and the sweat from the fighters at the location where the damage actually occurred.
All right, so here, let me clarify some stuff right here. Let me go to the live screen. This is not in every game mode, and you know, this was the specific mode that I was playing. It started this way. Not all of them start. Some of them start with dirty mats and stuff like that. But the one that I was playing right here started with a clean mat, you know. And so
by the end of the fight, you can have a completely different mat from when you started.
And then this was a war right here.
Telling a story about what happened during that fight, and it adds to that gameplay experience.
As you go through the fight.
So awesome to hear that you felt that way, because that was actually our intent, and we actually talked about
the match just gets more bloody and more bloody
based on actually
right there I wanted to show, you know how everybody always looks at these trailers and they be like, who is that fighting? So I wanted to have some pro gameplay in the video to where at least you see
making you feel
how the game you know, is meant to be played, with the head movement followed by a counter punch, knockdown, and stuff like that. I really wanted to showcase that.
You're in, and then again, the damage that occurs during the fight, it builds up both on the player.
All right, so here, Kirk is talking about the damage that builds up on the player and on the mat. And that's exactly what you're seeing right here. You seeing Glover just laying these elbows down on Yuri, and you see these big splotches of blood. You see the small ones. You see ones that's already dried up. You see the same thing on the fighters. And then Herb is right there. Like, look, you got to do something.
But also
do something.
And there is a story there.
And then boom, he steps right in there and
that also
saves Yuri. So it's a lot just right there.
So it's really a holistic,
it's a lot.
Again,
it's a lot, man.
Experience that is, very powerful, and it's I think it's going to make us as developers feel really good that you felt that when you played.
All right.
Okay. Players always talk about the importance of making strikes feel more realistic and impactful when they land. How does the frostbite?
Boom. Okay. Just a little backstory here. I had to do this video and I was in the middle of moving. You see, I'm in a different spot right now. Somebody
Realistic and impactful when they land.
Wow.
How does the frostbite engine in UFC 5 help address this concern?
So again, this is really a holistic approach from the team. We all work together to try to make impact as powerful as possible for our players. So the first thing is animation.
Wow. Okay, so every fight sequence that I showed, it took a lot of recording to get like, okay, I like this one. This one looks cool, and I'm picking because I really want to showcase like just how impactful it is, right? I want to really let people feel what I felt when I played the game. And so
with animation,
that one right there, I slowed that one down, because even when I speed it up, it's even more impactful.
With animation,
so we got John Jones landing that
animations,
that flying
as well
knee.
As within Frostbite, we have our physics and procedural animation, which just an animation itself makes it feel more powerful. But then we also reworked our facial deformation.
Okay, so this was very interesting. A lot going on right here. The first thing you got Dustin. It's a lot of fighter likeness going on. You got a lot of different physics going on with the clothes. And then one thing that I was impressed with, Dan Hooker, right? Just went through like, a transformation with his hair. He got the tattoos on his legs. You see it's already there, So I'm asking a question, but I don't want to get you in no heat. Are we going to have online gyms? Just blink twice for yes or once for no. You don't have to worry about getting me in trouble because I already know the parameters, right? My parameters are stick to, what's shown in this video, and that's all I can talk about. So if there's any other modes, other people will get into that stuff, if that's on their schedule. But for my schedule, I was called out for the presentation, and that's what I got to stick to. But yeah. Don't be looking for no blinks, man, because you know what I'm saying, I ain't giving no, I ain't saying nothing, but yeah, so let's see. So we got, I just need them to keep stand and bang mode and creative fighters. That's it. Yeah. I feel that. So let's see. All right, so yeah, we got Dan Hooker. We got the new, like as soon as he changes, people changing haircuts and yeah, they already got it in the game.
Makes it feel better when you impact another player, another fighter. Also, again, we talked about our.
Have you played the final version of the game, or will they make more changes before launch? That actually, I'm gonna come back to this. This is 505. We coming back to. So that was the first thing that I put up way up here. You see that? Gameplay not final. Represents a game in development. So no, I haven't played the final game, and so yeah. That was just the version I was playing at that time.
Fighter. Also, again, we talked about
all right,
visual
so
effects, so you get that upon impact.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm showing what I'm trying to do is show. I'm trying to show as many fighters as possible because everybody got their favorite fighters, right? You know, I already got mine in there with Michael Chandler and Kamaru Usman and stuff like that. But I wanted to put in everybody else's. So now we got a shot at Justin Gaethje. You know, we got Dustin Poirier in there. I want to show a lot of cool tattoos. Like, look at all of the artwork and stuff like that. Of course, you see the blood on the gloves. We had that in UFC 4. You got the different particles. Like, all of these different particles have to be rendered individually. It's easy to take this stuff for granted, but that's what the frostbite. And then, yeah, we didn't have that in UFC 4. So
we added new audio with, you know, more quenching effects.
Boom. All right, so this one right here, you know, this is the one where this was one of my favorite edits because he was talking about audio, and I wanted to show that I wanted you all to hear the audio.
And then our audio, which we added new audio with, you know, more quenching effects and that sort of thing. Really,
so yeah, you hear that audio right there of Izzy knocking down
and I think when you play,
DDP.
You really feel it again with all of our blood and particles all summing up into just a great, powerful experience for Impact.
And they not just talking because it was something about this game. And you can ask, like, let's say you ask some of the top players in the game, some of the, you know, ESFL champions, what y'all feel about the game? See what they say about it. Cause, you know, I was hanging out with them. All of them guys really really love the game. We talking like GOAT 1099, Swiss Lebix, Romero, you know, I play who else? Pre-United, all of them having a great time with the game. And so yeah, man, they not just, they's like, it's something that's keeping me here. And you guys know I took a break from making content and stuff like that. And one thing I want to say is, let me change the screen. You guys know me, man. I'll take a break and I'll play Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Madden, 2K. Usually take up a lot of time for me. And all of those games are real good this year and they out. But for whatever reason, I'm telling you, I'm locked in on UFC 5. I bought Mortal Kombat, but I ain't playing it. I was heavy in Street Fighter. I was up to a platinum. You guys may not know about that. And I was like, yeah, this, you know, I'm good. NBA 2K, I ain't even buy 2K this year, man. Just cause I need to be locked in here. And then for UFC 5, man, y'all gonna see a lot of content because I'm really enjoying it. Like, this ain't no, in UFC 4, we had some. All right, so yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, Slaps, what's good, bro? Do you play Undisputed? Yeah, I played Undisputed for sure. Yeah, I love Undisputed, right? You know, I did a lot with Undisputed, man. You know, when you see those Undisputed ragdoll physics, and then you come back to UFC, 5 and look at the ragdoll physics, you let me know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, love the kickboxing aspect for sure. And a lot of people get on me that be like, yeah, your name is I'm a boxer, but you know, you wrestling and you know, I don't know, man. Yeah, my name is I'm a boxer, but you guys got to realize I'm old school. I had this gamer tag before some of y'all was even born. I had this gamer tag off the jump before UFC came out. 2001 on the Xbox when it first came out, playing Halo, already had I'm a boxer. For PlayStation came right after that. We was playing SOCOM on PlayStation 2 or something like that, or even PlayStation 1 already had I'm a boxer. You know what I'm saying? OG with it. So I ain't gonna change it, but yeah, UFC is my thing over boxing. I like all aspects. Okay, now here it is. You looking at hey, Slaps, I appreciate that. Good work with EA, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it. It was a lot of work. Okay, so for this one, we looking at UFC 4 and we looking at Leon Edwards. Okay, you got to think. 2020, back in 2020, yeah, these graphics slap. That's why I say we had great character models, because in 2020, at that time, we was like, yo, this is where it's at. Now you take
Great
Leon Edwards
models, but in UFC 5, it takes,
and then you go here, like, come on, man. Okay, look, I know gaming and entertainment is fun to, you know, be in the chat and troll and, you know, post your L's and all of that. So I know that's fun. That's, you know, that's just part of it. It's funny to me. But I mean, keep it a buck. Keep it a buck right here. What did y'all see between that difference between that Leon Edwards and then this Leon Edwards? I mean, come on, right?
Completely new level. How has the Frostbite engine improved fighter likeness in UFC 5?
Now here's Wei Lee, right? Wei Lee in UFC 4.
That is something we put a
look
huge
just
amount
like
of
that.
effort into.
And then one thing I wish I had shown, because you see, Wei Lee got the hair, she got the short hair, and all her stuff got physics. You know what I'm saying? So
and obviously
Wei Lee, when you see that side profile and her hair moving around and stuff like that, it's crazy. Okay, now this one is crazy. This one is crazy, right? This is Bruce Leroy, right? Alex Caceres. Now, look at his hair. This is a video game terminology. It's one static mesh, MESH, meaning that it's like one object that doesn't move. It just moves with the skeleton of the, you know, the person. Okay.
It's like if you were to compare UFC
so you got
4
that
models to UFC 5 models.
And then this one, it's like, look at that, man. That's crazy. And this is not a static mesh, because you're going to see, right, in the KO replays, I show how this stuff just moves during the fight.
Better. So one of the big things that we did is brought in a new strand-based
okay, and
system.
then, of course, we got to show off Clay Guida when we talking about strand-based hair.
What you'll see in terms of the player movement.
And look at that. So there, I was in a fight, and Ricky J noticed this. He was like, yeah, look at Clay Guida with the hair flowing and all of that kind of stuff. And so I was in a fight, and I had Clay Guida. I was just moving around, right? And I was like, his hair is just like, it's just moving around in the wind. Okay, Slaps, the graphics look nice. Let's see the gameplay, mate. Okay, so, yeah, Slaps, I can only show what is in the trailer. And this trailer was on the graphics. That was the topic of this trailer. I can't just go outside of the parameters, right, and just show what I wanted to. So this is why this one was about the graphics. All of the other stuff, you know, everything gonna come in time. You know, it just wasn't. I wasn't called to show that, so I can't just, you know, show what I want to show.
How the hair is lit so much more realistic and moves so much more realistic.
Oh yeah, so you see the hair moving. I'm telling you, it matters. Okay, so this was some B-roll that I asked to get of an engineer. Look at him, man. This is the interesting stuff, right? You know, where they working behind the scenes and they looking at, you know, the real life Valentina, looking at her hair and just making it, and just, you know, and just making it as close as possible with all of the technology. And then look, you can see the tools. I don't know, but this probably is what Frostbite looks like, you know, the application and all of that. Top T, what's good? Nice to see you back, man. Nice work, Boxer. I appreciate that. All right, so yeah, so I got some B-roll footage right there.
Also, if you look at
and
rendering,
it was very interesting.
Also have something.
I'm gonna see if I can get permission to show some more of the B-roll and stuff like that, because it was very interesting.
Skin and how sweat and blood rolls across the skin. We put a huge amount of effort.
All right, so now we talking about the skin of the fighters, right? And so
the skin
that's what we looking at now. And then so that's why I showed some fighters with some interesting skin. And so with Charles Oliveira, you got that big, huge lion tattoo, and then of course you got the guy that everybody gonna wanna use, Alex Pereira. with all of that power. Let me stop, man. You know me. I already like getting commentary mode. And then we got
finally,
see, look, I'm showing y'all as like, think about a trailer. What trailer showed as many different fighters? Because I know what it's like waiting on a game, and you got all of this time to wait, and you ain't got nothing to chew on. Man, you guys got so many different fighters to chew on, and I'm telling you, use it, because it came at my expense of a lot of reviews. Like, yep, nope, cut that, do this, that, you know, that ain't right. So use it. You know, so here it is. I know a lot of people love Sean O'Malley. I do too.
Less about Frostbite, but more,
you know,
about
here's
the attention
Sean.
and care that our art team put into these fighters.
Let's see. The models to me are night and day. The only model I don't like is their alter ego Connor. Man, the alter egos, I am so excited to see where those alter egos go. And you know, because I'm telling you, that's something that we actually asked for, because, you know, I personally got tired of with UFC 4, let's say Sean O'Malley changes his hair, it would get updated in the game, but then you would lose that previous Sean O'Malley. Like, what about the Sean O'Malley when he first came out, when he had the afro, and then he didn't have all the color? We want to fight with that one too. And it just gives you a different variation to use of that character, because it's just like, let's say you're playing Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and Scorpion, for example, got all kind of different outfits, changing his colors, changing his mask, doing all of the stuff. And it's just going to give you so much variation, especially when you had these mirror matches, when everybody, you got John Jones on John Jones. Well, now you're going to be able to have, of course, different color shorts. Now you're going to be able to pick the alter egos. Crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
We work the geometry and the texture.
All right, so here, I wanted to show this was a hard capture and a hard cut, because these sequences only stay up for about half a second, right? And so I wanted to capture them, and I'm showing as many fighters as we can, because that's what we're talking about. You know, I mean, look at these character models right here. I think Ricky J used this one on his thumbnail, and I was like, yo, that looks really, really good right there. Let's see. Why are you throwing your integrity for EA out of the window? What do you mean by that? Tell me that. I don't know what you mean.
With every fighter.
Okay, so let's see.
Work the geometry and the texture.
So we have, of course, right here, you got to show Volkanovski, you know, giving you a big look.
Fighter.
This right here, Gadelia, right? Yeah, Claudia, and man, she just so much detail in that. Let's see.
So,
all right, and then of course you got Pajeda right there, and Kevin Holland giving you just
all the.
Then there's Leon Edwards, and then of course Clay Guida. Then you had a quick look at who is that?
Detail with every fighter. So all those.
Yeah, so we got Usman. Of course, we seen that matchup. And then we got Rosenstruck and Blades, Curtis Blades right there.
Really powerful. The last point.
Nice work on your graphics presentation. I appreciate that, man. And then, so while we actually looking at that, so before I even created the video, right? You know, you got to go into Photoshop and do your thing. And so, you know, so I'm starting from scratch, and you just starting with interview files. So a lot of time was spent in Photoshop. And I know you guys don't care, but I love Photoshop and the nuances. you know, I got a little motion in the background. You see the background is moving.
Makes our fighter like stronger than,
you know, it just kind of give it a little bit of motion and stuff like that. So this was the art direction that I chose, and I was so gracious that they decided to stick with that, you know. And so
UFC 4 and previous UFC games.
So let's see. I am Jack. Did you notice on one of the earlier trailers, Derek Lewis towered over Ngannou, and that was weird? Yeah, I mean, all of this stuff, you know, will be updated. And so don't worry. I'm telling you, don't worry about that stuff, man. People working on stuff night and day. We needed more videos during UFC. We need more videos during UFC 5. Happy you got this opportunity. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I'll make a promise. Yeah, I will be more consistent, just because for whatever reason with UFC 5, I'm engaged. Like, I'm here. I really am thoroughly, honestly enjoying the game. Right? Not trying to. I don't get nothing from that. Hey, it's my favorite game, but I'm telling you, this is like NBA 2K season. I ain't even messing with 2K. Mortal Kombat just dropped. It's actually downloaded, taking up space on my PS5. Shout out to D-Mart. I know he want me on the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Y'all check out D-Mart. Go subscribe to D-Mart Gaming. Also fellow game changer, helps me out with a lot of information. But yeah, man, UFC 5 is fun right here. Okay, it's fun for me. So you will see more content. Okay, so we showing,
allows us to modify.
We talking about shapeshift
the body.
So I found this footage, you know, a Tattoo Ivasi come in, you see this big guy, you see his shape, right?
To the real likeness of a fighter. So all together,
you know, down to a lady shape, really, you know, so great. You know, the torsos are going to be looking different and stuff like that. So let's see. So we got, since I didn't get picked for the beta, I haven't had motivated to play 4. Yeah, no, I understand, man. When you finally get your hands on UFC 5, you definitely are gonna get motivated because it's fun.
Character team to create amazing likenesses for UFC 5, and I hope our players are gonna love it. I think they will.
And another thing, I'm gonna be getting into more modes because I never touched like career. Hopefully I do. I'm gonna try to stick with it because you guys know me. I'm going straight on ranked, and I'm going for top 100. And then once you start staying there, you kind of live in there. But I need to experience like all of this stuff. Okay, new in-game cinematics. When we talk about new in-game cinematics for UFC 5, can you highlight some of the notable improvements since UFC 4?
With the walkouts, you're actually going to see.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So let me see. Let me put you on screen. And get your question addressed. Yeah. So you've done a great job regarding the editing of the video. I appreciate that. But why are you changing the side and betray your followers? The game is obviously not in the right spot to be released. I respect everybody's opinion. Now, if you go back all the way to the beginning of my channel, I probably started with UFC 3 for this channel. I don't think I started with UFC 2. And UFC 2, surprisingly, it necessarily wasn't my thing. It just wasn't my cup of tea, right? UFC 3 came out, and I'm telling you, this is for me, man. I thoroughly enjoy the game. And this ain't about, for me, this conversation not about UFC. It's about gaming in general. What game do you know that gets released and then everybody's satisfied? That's where the conversation is at for me. It don't matter what you release somebody gonna have something to say about something, right? So I'll just give you another perspective. Like, I'm an old school gamer. I truly come from the Pac-Mans, you know what I'm saying, and the Paper Boys. Y'all ain't, who played Pac-Man and Paper Boy? So, holding a Game Boy in my hand, going to school, that's where I come from when it comes down to gaming, all the way up to where we at now. I love to name all the consoles in between because I got them in the closet. So when I see innovation and I play innovation, I'm not going to fake it. I'm going to tell you what I feel. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody may not feel that way, and that's fine, but I'm going to tell you why I like the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me. It's no way I can fake it and you see me up there excited about things like ESFL and commentate. I want to commentate the greatest fighters and bring that energy to everybody. If it ain't for you, that's fine. But I wouldn't be able to fake that for this long. Like, trust me, I'm not playing 2K. I already said it, right? I ain't playing all of this stuff. This is where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no cap. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Is the clinch still the same? It looked like on Marshall Mind's vid. I can't speak on where the clinch is at in regards to this video. It will come out, but I got parameters. I only can talk about what's in this video. So you really think UFC 5 feels way different than 4? Okay. I'm telling y'all just from playing. Okay. So when I'm playing my boy, right? So, one of my boys that I'm in the party with, we've been playing ever since, I've been beating Jay. he probably look at me. I've been beating Jay. Since UFC 3. I know you gonna say something about that, but what was I getting ready to say? Wait, y'all forgot me. Oh yeah. And this time when we was playing UFC 5, like, it's one thing to be battling your boy and be like, oh, I beat you. But now when we going back and forth and I'm talking junk, be like, oh yeah, I just broke your nose. Oh yeah, you better watch out your eye. Like, and then and then you see his nose rearranged. It's like, dang, bro, what happened? Yeah, man. Yes. It's different. It's different for me, man. Like, the thing, in it's stuff with other games, people expecting a different game. That, just get that out your, it ain't like a different game. They building on the baseline. Yeah, no, I get you. This is my time to finally talk, man. So I'm gonna take my time. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to give you guys, I'm gonna be giving y'all guys content. So, still going to buy the game. Layoff, bro. He just covering what he done. Oh yeah, man. It's all good. And that's the thing, man. With coming out on this type of stage, you get a lot of love. You get a lot of hate, right? But it doesn't get you too high, nor do you get too low. You just kind of stay at the balance. So I want to hear all of the feedback, positive, negative, even if it's directed at me. That come with the territory of being a content creator. I get it, man. It's all good. It's all love for everybody when it coming down to me, because I'm really truly enjoying the game, man. So it's however people at, I'm just, I stay in my lane when it comes down to what I do on this channel. I necessarily don't provide like how I feel about something X, Y, and Z. What the lane on my channel is, I'm just going to tell you the strategy and the meta. And that's one thing that you're going to, if you look at all my thumbnails and stuff, they got meta, and all in the background. Cause I love the cat and mouse of, if I do that, you do this. If I do this, you do that. And all of that. So that's my lane. My lane really ain't about like how I feel about X, Y, and Z. I give it sometimes, but that, let's see. I'm a 44-year-old gamer. I actually got you beat. Been gaming all my life. I had every console known almost. I still have Atari, Jaguar, and my TurboGrafx 64 and my Neo Geo. That's very impressive. So see, 44-year-old gamer, sure thing, comes straight out of the 90s, right? We come straight out of the 90s. So what did we have in the 90s? We had PlayStation, Nintendo, playing stuff like Siphon. So we got a whole different appreciation, man. Nintendo 64, all of that stuff. Yeah, I believe you. It's probably your subjective opinion, which is fine. It just looks like that the striking, knockdowns, and knockout animations are very similar to UFC 4. I understand that. And like I'm saying, I'm not saying it's a completely new game, but the elements that added on top of that, it changes things for me. And things are still going to keep evolving, right? I get it, man. We transitioned over to Frostbite. So a lot of times you can't, that's a big undertaking just to open up things that are to come in the future. So I understand things don't move as fast as we want, but sometimes it just work out like that. Will we be able to move the fighter to the cage like in THQ UFC Undisputed 3? So I won't be able to talk about any of that stuff in this at this time, right? So this one is all about the deep dive on the presentation trailer. And so this is all about the graphics and my backstory about what it took. So, all right, so let's continue on.
3 new things that make our walkouts more authentic than ever in UFC 5. So the first thing is our face rig system.
All right, so right here,
animation system that allows us to have more detail and subtle human.
Now, I wasn't expecting. This was one of the clips that I put in that I got a lot of positive feedback for, and a lot of the creators noticed. I know it was Prioxis noticed it. Marshall Mind noticed it. Ricky J noticed it too. We was talking about all of the subtle, kind of nuances that a human may do. And see here, you can feel the seriousness, a Curtis Blades coming over and he glance over like, yeah, you getting ready to get it. And then so that's why I picked that one right there. You know what I'm saying? He look over you like, yeah, we about to give you that work.
Is Frostbite cameras. So
whatever questions y'all got, let me know. And then I forgot, somebody noticed this one too.
Realistic.
These are Kirk was talking about the new cameras. And so when you talk about new in-game cinematics, if you go back and you look at those walkouts, it is different. You got a lot more different angles and things to that nature. And I know a lot of people skip the walkouts, but if you didn't have them in there, people would throw a fit. Trust me.
Putting that all together into a really powerful experience.
Now, if you fighting your boy and all that kind of stuff, and y'all walking out, it's cool to look at. You know what I'm saying? There, I was right there. I was just lining up, some audio with Leon
really
Edwards.
Powerful experience. The third thing that I
doing his little, what is that? The one shot little joint.
Dynamic lighting and all.
And then look, Leon, he coming out just swagging, like, you know what I'm saying? Now, who is this? Yeah, somebody was like, why I didn't show the bow and arrow joint, because they had already shown it in the previous video, which was that first look trailer.
Goes back to the
I ain't want to have the same thing. So, I want to show something different.
And finally, I guess the whole choreography of the whole experience with the dynamic lights, and returning lights and off and on, and all true to the authentic experience of the UFC walkout. I love them. I'm super proud of what we accomplished for those walkouts for UFC 5.
All right, cinematic KO replays.
The new cinematic replay system,
We know what this is about
in
right here.
UFC5 really stands out.
All right,
I know
you
the
guys
content
get your questions in now.
creators
You know what I'm
are
saying?
going to enjoy making some amazing thumbnails from the replay system. Can you talk about what has improved about the cinematic replay system since UFC 4?
Yeah, so I have to say I
put this
love
one
our cinematic knockout replays. I think it
Okay, bow. Man,
turned
that
out to
one.
be kind of the perfect blend between
Kamaru Usman
cinematic cameras and procedural
knocking
dynamic
out Kobe.
cameras. So we couldn't have done it without Frostbite. So we're
All right, so yeah, here we
using
got
dynamic
Alistair.
Frostbite cameras.
You know, a little jump
that
kick
will
showing you
dynamically compose depending on the action.
a little bit different
Furthermore,
fighters. Just trying to get.
That we have in UFC 5 that we didn't have in UFC 4 is we actually
All right, so yeah, so here, right here, let me read a little bit of this. Where we at? Yeah, this has to be appreciated as a whole. I appreciate that. Somebody said no, not to be taken apart one by one. Okay, so right here in UFC 4, you can see, like, I mean, it's no
have
particles.
in UFC 5 that we didn't have in UFC 4 is we actually have knowledge
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got
the
some.
action
You saw that?
in the replay, so we know whether it's a right fist or a left fist,
You know, but it's not all of
whether
that.
it's a right kick or a left kick, and we know where it hits. And due to that, we're able to
You know,
place the
yeah,
cameras
it's
to be the most compelling and the most dramatic. Add to that, we put a lot of work into our slow motion replay.
yeah. Now here, yeah, this one was crazy.
A lot
I
of
wish
work
I could have
into our
had the
slow motion.
gameplay in there. Now you see, even you got the hair physics right there, you know, and then look how crazy bloody Vera is right there, right?
Replay in terms of getting our strikes and
Wow.
animation to work smoother through slow motion, as well as all of our simulation, which is hair and clothing.
Hey, appreciate the $20 donation by J3. Definitely much appreciated. All right. Definitely love that. Much appreciated. Bro, I'm heading to work. Appreciate your time and content. Even if they gave a free car away with every pre-order, you still gonna have negative people. Stay positive. I appreciate your content. Appreciate that for your thing. The best presentation can't save a bad experience. The presentation is honestly a huge step in the right direction, but the gameplay has a lack of improvement besides a new submission system. Okay. Great comment. Definitely appreciate all of that feedback. Let me address that real quick. I understand it, you know, you got to let things unfold, right? You know, because this is the presentation right now, and everything else is going to unfold. And yeah, it's a step in the right direction. But here's the thing. Yeah, there it is. J3. Thank you for the $20 super chat. J3 in the chat. Appreciate that. All right. So that's the thing. Feedback. Like, man, I'm telling you, the feedback that you telling me, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking that and I'm providing that feedback. Trust me, the stuff is not going unheard. You got passionate people doing the best they can. And man, things coming in due time. Can we turn off the blue lighting on the replay mode? I do not know. I wouldn't be able to talk about that if you could. So I'm not sure. I didn't even look into that, so I can't answer that one. Now, on this one, right? Clay Guida versus Bruce Leroy. I was getting ready to say Bruce Leroy. Shout out to Bruce Leroy. Can't wait to commentate with you again, my boy. Okay, one thing that's cool here, you probably let me go in on the live screen. I mean, man, you can just, I mean, man, I appreciate this art, man. You see, I can see everybody in the background. You see the ring girls up close. See the blood on camera. And the hair here is the crazy thing. See that hair flowing? And then one thing that Ricky J was saying, he was wondering did the hair kind of change over time, and I hadn't looked at that. But right here, this don't look like a fresh Caceres, fro. Look like he'd have been through some stuff. And boom, and look how his hair moves. Man, that's crazy.
And finally, again, our blood and
that's crazy.
Along with a few.
The devs of THQ, let's see, was ahead of their time and made Undisputed untouchable. Yeah, man, yeah. I mean, you still have, you still gonna have classic games that's gonna be classic games. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. But also there, if you go, it's easy to get lost in the lore, because if I go back, and maybe I'll do that, I would have to go get, what system I got to go get, like an Xbox or something like that, an old 360, and then try to upload that game. I know it's going to be some good things about it, but then if you sat there and saw some of the striking, it's going to be like, yeah, that ain't, Oh, okay. So right here,
cool.
Trying to show you guys, Hamzat, did I'm saying that right? Giving you guys a look at Hamzat, and I'm giving you guys a look at a new overhand. Bow,
some blood.
Shout out to EA for letting me show that.
Particles just for that.
And Kirk talked about the blood particles.
Gen knockout.
So. And then again, these transitions, man, I was happy with how the transitions came out.
New to the presentation in UFC 5 are authentic finishes. Can you talk about some of the ways of fighting differently in UFC 5 than it could in UFC 4?
Okay, now this is on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? In terms of, I wanted to talk about more the draws, and I also wanted to talk about the referee interactions. I just didn't get a chance to it because it's so, at some point I had to finish the video. And
one of the ways I think is like super exciting.
So I'm going to actually, I would have to get permission to, to have a video on that. And so I probably go into depth on that at some point.
Is doctor stoppages.
All right. So these doctor stoppages right here, you see Izzy Adesanya. Look at his nose. See what I'm saying? Nose twisted, crazy. I'm showing that.
So
Izzy coming in.
Damage system. In the art, we actually have 8 regions for.
Yeah. Now what I'm showing here is, even though it's John Jones, and we know John Jones don't get touched up like this, but this is just for illustration purposes only. I just got that feedback, man. That's John Jones, man. That's but it's just illustration. You know what I'm saying? So it's all different kind of play. Like, you won't see the same cut. So for each cut, Kirk was saying it got 5 levels of progression. So you could be at a level 1 up here and a level 5 on your nose, and then the next time you fight, you could be a level 5 on your nose and a 1 up here, and all these other different kind of combinations on your, that he talking about, where the engineer said it could be 64,000 combinations or something like that.
Swelling and bruising, and we have 5 levels of progression for that.
So see, this is another one where we showing Dustin Poirier in a couple of different cuts.
I think one of our renderings.
And you got the swelling. Not only the cuts and the swelling. So, man, it's some stuff here, even though it's easy to sit back. Oh, it ain't nothing changed. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? Man, what are we talking about?
The math, and we have about 64,000 possible combinations that you could.
Let's see. Thank you for being a bridge between the development team and the community. I really appreciate it. Wish you had a happy Saturday and let other people have a chance to ask you a question. Yeah, man, it's all good. It ain't like there's a lot of people up in here because, you know, I need to build my channel to where it will be a lot of people up in here one day. So yeah, it's all good, man. You ask away.
So as you are damaging your opponent, at some point, the damage level will get to a place where the doctor will come in and stop the fight and check you out. And in that presentation, again.
All right, so this is where, okay, not too many people talk about this. But we can talk about it because it's in the presentation.
Really, because of
you see these doctor stoppages, right?
UFC5.
And, you know, Kirk even says in this video, we show either the doctor is going to continue to fight or the doctor is going to stop the fight. And, man, what if you losing in the fight? And that's what we talk about later in the strategy. You losing in the fight, but now I'm focusing on your cut. I'm focusing on your nose, and I'm throwing straight strikes, because if I throw a round strike, that's not gonna land on your nose. That's gonna land on your cheek and all of that kind of stuff. As my opponent knows this. So, oh, I see my camera went out. Let me see if I can bring that back real quick. Let me see. Oh, let's see. All right, let me see. I came back. Yeah, I figured that out. Whatever. Yeah, I thought that thing it must be on like a 30-minute timer or whatever. I gotta figure that out. Let me try one other thing. All right. Let's see. If it don't come back, then yeah, I'll figure that out. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to that. Man, I want to get my my camera back. Let's see if yeah, I ain't gonna mess up too much. I ain't gonna mess around with it too much. I'll just go to the live stream version. And then what I'll do is I'll hide this right here. And then we'll just go like this. All right, so let's say I damage somebody's nose, right? And then all of a sudden they know they got to protect that nose. So they going to be swaying. And now that I know that they swaying, now I'm going to be throwing round strikes. You know, maybe they know that I'm going to be throwing round strikes and they going to continue then they going to duck. So it becomes a part of that strategy.
Is we have some dynamic camera presentation. We have 6 areas that we can focus the camera.
Now, this was some other B-roll that I was able to get, you know, and that B-roll showed Justin Gaethje, and it showed a lot of the cuts and the swelling and the bruising.
Really good views of the cuts and the blood and the bruising and the swelling. And then again, the game will analyze how much damage you have taken, and then the doctor will decide, hey, let's continue the fight or we'll stop.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Let's see if I can try one other thing. So that's what I was saying. While you waiting on that doctor's opinion, it's crazy, because you can lose the fight right then and there, and the fight is over with. So that's always
decide, hey, let's continue the fight.
It's always scary when that doctor comes in.
Doctor stoppages are more than presentation. They are now a part of the strategy. You can be behind in a fight, but your opponent could be severely damaged in a specific area which you can target. So even when behind, you still can create a direct path to victory.
Yeah, so that's
and
exactly
it
what I
looks
was showing,
great, but I
talking
think what's
about right
also
there.
Cool is, like you kind of alluded to, is there's a new level of
Okay,
strategy
wait. We almost
and I
done.
mean,
Let
it
me
looks great, but I think what's
Even when behind,
now.
you still can create a direct path to victory.
So right there, that's where it gets
Yeah, and
dicey. It's just like, what is that doctor going to say? You know, is he going to let you continue?
What's also cool.
Now here, I was showing, you know, just some high level gameplay. Right there, you see a flying, you know, Superman punch attempt by Ortega, and then that was ducked, and then you got the lead hook come in.
Direct path to victory.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks great, but I think what's also cool is
Boom,
like you
right there, and then right there you got a, I think that was a forward moving, you know, 1-2, and then you follow that up with the straight followed by
level of strategy,
you know, the
that we didn't used to
the
have from a gameplay perspective.
the front hook. Okay, the lead hook, I should say. Okay, now this is the one where people didn't know. This is the one where people really didn't understand what was going on right here. And I'll tell everybody right here. Let me see if that fixed. Nope. All right, I'm gonna have to do something about that. All right, so right here you see Ortega going for a Darce attempt choke, and I have a Darce later in this game, so that's what he's going for right here. All right, but he gets reversed by Alexander Volkanovski. All right, so that's why you don't see that animation play out. And see, he's going for the Darce attempt, but he got reversed, and Alexander winds up on top. And you see just this, you know, just this bloodbath that's going on. So that's all a part of the presentation, man. It's just like, it is different.
With all of the presentation,
all right, and then that's the video.
Up.
Then right here, even I'm still trying to show y'all new stuff as I'm closing. This is a flying, what is it, triangle?
With all of the presentation,
flying triangle right here, and I was showing y'all. Boom,
along with the new
and then
audio
here,
effect.
I'm showing y'all Dariush and Oliveira. Oliveira puts him in a he puts him in a Darce choke right here. I love this Darce choke. It looks sick
And lighting.
You know what I'm saying?
Also with frostbite elevating.
You got to put one of the GOATs in there. That was Ronda Rousey. And then I talked about elevating
the overall gameplay.
The gameplay experience. So I got Kamaru Usman elevating Dos Anjos RDA
experience.
Wow.
I'm more than excited.
And then Kamaru Usman.
He's a UFC 5. See you in the octagon.
Got him jumping in the octagon. And then you see the pre-order bonuses, etc., etc. Not sure what happened to my camera. I will figure that out, but it's better for me to figure that out now than later. And okay, so with that, do we have any other questions? So just wanted to get on here. That's my breakdown reveal. I appreciate everybody stopping in and watching. And until the next time, see you in the